Huh, you're already waiting for me. Sanbonan Bangani Bam. Hello, my friends. Shoo, isn't this clay pot beautiful? Ooh, it reminds me of a beautiful story. Once upon a time, there was a chief who had 5 sons and no daughter. Ooh, the chief had longed for a daughter, and when his wife gave birth to a little girl, ooh, he was overjoyed, and he gave a big feast and named the baby Maluzwane. Maluzwane grew into a little girl who was always happy, always friendly, always helpful. The chief said,
I have 1 daughter, but she gives me more happiness than 7 daughters could have.
One day, Maluzwane saved the little puppy from drowning in the river. She took the little dog home and named him Sunguru. Maluzwane and Sunguru became inseparable. They loved each other more and more. The chief was pleased. He said,
As long as Sunguru is with Maluzwane, no harm will come to her. Sunguru will look after her.
Maluzwane grew into a beautiful young maiden, and Sunguru became an old dog. He couldn't walk so far anymore. Sometimes Maluzwane would tie him up if she had to go too far. One day, Maluzwane decided to go to the deep clay holes where they dug clay to make clay pots. She wanted to make a special clay pot for her father's birthday. She tied Sunguru to a gatepost and she went to the clay pits on her own. But she slipped and fell into the clay pit. Ooh, the clay was so thick and slippery she couldn't get out. She cried for help, but no one came. When the sun went down and Maluzwane had not returned, no one noticed except for Sunguru. Ooh, he cried and cried, and he chewed through his rope, and he ran off after Maluzwane. Then Maluzwane's father, the chief, noticed that the two were missing. He ordered torches to be lit so they could go on a search. Sunguru appeared covered with clay.
Now we know where Maluzwane is,
cried the chief, and they ran all the way to the clay pits. When they got there, they found Maluzwane in a tree. She told them that Sunguru had found her and he had dug her out of the clay. But a pride of lions had appeared and she climbed up into a tree while Sunguru ran home for help. The chief gave Sunguru a huge juicy bone and he said,
You have saved my precious daughter's life. Here you are.
Sunguru wagged his tail, he licked his bone, and everyone was so happy. Sunguru, Sunguru, Sunguru saved the day when he found Maluzwane in a pit of sticky clay. Sunguru, Sunguru, Sunguru saved the day when he found Maluzwane in a pit of sticky clay. Sunguru was Maluzwane's greatest friend. She loved him and he loved her, the friendship knew no end. But he got old and Maluzwane wandered off one day, and that's when she was trapped in a pit of sticky clay. But don't despair, Sunguru was right there. Sunguru, Sunguru, Sunguru saved the day when he found Maluzwane in a pit of sticky clay. Sunguru, Sunguru, Sunguru saved the day when he found Maluzwane in a pit of sticky clay. Yes, kindness brings happiness. Woo! But it's time to say goodbye. Till next time, Salani guys. Hey, there you are. hello, my friends, or as we say in Zulu, sanbonan bangane ban. Yes, it's time for another tale from Africa. Once there was a mummy mouse who lived with her two little children in their hollow beneath a huge camel thorn tree. The names of the two baby mice were Chicky and Kiki. Oh, they were so tiny they could both fit in your little hand, but they were so lively as they were tiny. One day, Chicky said, Mommy, can we please go and play outside? Please. The mummy mouse said, all right, you stay right in front of our tree so that if there's any danger, you run straight in here. Will you promise me that? We promise. Ooh, Chicky and Kiki shouted and they tumbled through the door in their hurry to go outside. What a wonderful day they had. They tumbled about, chasing each other, running up and under the roots of the tree. After a few days, they got tired of their tree. Let's skip over to that tree for a few minutes. We'll be right back, said Chicky. Oh, that will be wonderful, said Kiki. And they scurried across to the other tree. But they didn't know that the other tree was the home of Inyoka the snake. Inyoka loved catching mice for supper. Chicky and Kiki started chatting. Inyoka woke up. So, there you are, just in time for supper, hissed Inyoka. Don't chase Kiki, chase me, said brave little Chicky, and he ran past Inyoka's nose. Inyoka slithered after Chicky. Catch me if you can, said Kiki, and Inyoka slithered after Kiki. Because the snake was so greedy, he couldn't decide which mouse to eat first. This way and that way, the two mice ran. This way and that way, the Nyoka turned until he was so dizzy. And when he tried to catch Kiki, he swallowed his own tail. And his tail was stuck down his throat. He couldn't spit it out. Chicky and Kiki laughed, and they hurried back home as fast as they could. Chicky said to their mother, oh, Inyoka nearly caught us today because we didn't listen to you. Oh, we promise we will never be disobedient again. Inyoka, chase the little mice, no unfair. Inyoka, swallowed his own tail. Inyoka, he chased the little mice, no unfair. Inyoka, swallowed his own tail. Chicky and Kiki, two little mice, never to fear mom's advice. But when Inyoka almost caught them, they remembered what she had told them. Inyoka, he chased the little mice to never fail. Inyoka, swallowed his own tail. Inyoka, he chased the little mice to never fail. Inyoka, swallowed his own tail. Chicky and Kiki were rather naughty, weren't they? But they were very brave and they learned from their mistake. Till next time, from Nandinya and Tales from Africa. Whoop! Salani guys. Hey! Ha! There you are. Sawubona Sipho, sawubona Peter, sanibonani nonke. Hello everyone, it's time for another tale from Africa. Mbwala the bushbuck. It's the most beautiful of all the antelope.
but it is so shy it keeps to the thick bush close to a mountain stream or river. The young bushbuck especially are lovely creatures. When you see it, you just want to hug it and stroke it. But I'll tell you why it is so shy and likes to hide in the thick bushes. One day, long, long ago, Mwala the bushbuck asked his father, "Baba, what is this thing called trouble? Everyone is talking about trouble." Mr. Mwala said, "Ho ho, my son, trouble is a complicated thing. As a married man, I can say, if you come home very late, that is trouble." "Oh, Mama, that doesn't help me. I am not married," said Mwala. And he went to the elephant indlovu. "Mr. Elephant, what is this thing called trouble, "Young man, trouble can be many things. All I can say, stay away from trouble," said Indlovu. "Oh, how can I stay away from something if I don't know what it is?" Then he met Unokwaja the hare. "Unokwaja, what is trouble?" "Young bushbuck, if you are really looking for trouble, you will find him." "Do you really want to find him?" said Unokwaja. "Yes, please, said the bushbuck. "All right, tomorrow morning early, go to the water hole and don't look anywhere else but straight into the water and you will see trouble," said Unokwaja. And the naughty Unokwaja went to the leopard Ingwe. Unokwaja said to Ingwe, "Ingwe, if you are hungry, I'll have a little fat bushbuck for you tomorrow morning. Be at the water hole at sunrise."
Oh, thank you," said Ingwe. "I haven't eaten in 3 days. I will be there."
So the next morning, the bushbuck went to the water hole and looked into the water, and he saw nothing except the reflection of his own face. Then suddenly, he saw leopard's face behind his face in the water, and he fell flat. The leopard, who was already jumping to catch Mwala, flew over his head, and he fell splash into the water. Laughed Nogwaja. "Now you have seen trouble, Mwala." Mwala ran as fast as he could to get away. "Sure, today I could have been eaten by leopard," said Mwala to himself. "Sure, from now on, I'm not going to walk about asking silly questions." And from that day on, Mwala has kept to himself in the thick bushes. Please be careful, Mwala. If you're looking for trouble, it will find you. Please be careful, Mwala. Ingwe, the leopard is behind you. Mwala asked his father, he asked the elephant, he asked the wise old owl as well. He wanted to know what trouble was, but nobody was the one to tell. "Look into the water," said the naughty hare. "Look into the water, stop and stare." "Look into the water," said the naughty hare. "You will soon find trouble there. Please be careful, Mwala. If you're looking for trouble, it will find you. Please be careful, Mwala. Ingwe, the leopard is behind you." Mwala was very lucky, and trouble is something to stay away from. But our time is up. Till next time, from Nandinyembe and Tales from Africa. Goodbye. You are already here. I was just admiring myself in my pretty dress. Do you like it too? Woo! Today, I have a story about an animal, porcupine, in Choni. Porcupine used to admire himself so much that he landed in great trouble. A porcupine is a strange-looking creature. It has funny short little legs and its body is covered with long sharp spikes called quills. But the old people say long, long ago, Porcupine didn't have these spikes or quills. His body was covered with a thick, handsome layer of fur. In fact, Porcupine was such a fine creature that I'm afraid he was very full of himself. He made rude remarks about other animals if he thought they were less handsome than he was, and he often hurt other animals' feelings. One day, Jackal Utakalash decided to play a trick on Porcupine. Porcupine, I know a place where you can get a better looking skin than yours. Huh? But I know you'll be too scared to go there, said Jackal. Who is scared, huh? I've never been scared of any place. Where is this place? Said Porcupine. Jackal said, it's in the middle of that thorny bush next to the river. But if you want to go there, let me hold your coat for you. Otherwise, the thorns will tear it to pieces. Porcupine said to Jackal, ha! Here, take my coat for me. I will fetch me a new coat at once. Scared, me? And he gave his coat to Jackal and he trotted to the bush. Out! 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 He cried. He tried to get out, but the thorns held him. Oh, he struggled this way and that way, and more thorns pierced his skin. Oh, at last he broke free. Oh, but his entire body was covered with thorns. Long thorns, short thorns, black thorns, and white thorns. Oh dear, Porcupine was so ashamed that he crept into the cave to hide. Oh, he couldn't put his fur coat on over all the thorns, so he let Jackal keep the coat. Oh, after many days, Porcupine's skin began to heal and the thorns started to grow. But to this day, Porcupine is so ashamed of his quills that he only moves about at night, while Jackal likes to trot about, showing off his beautiful coat that Porcupine gave him. Remember, no one likes someone who boasts, and especially who says hurtful things about others. It's time to say goodbye from Tales from Africa and Nandinyembe. Salani kahle. Hello there. Sanbonan bangane bam. I'm almost finished with my washing. We can't live without water, can we? Today's story is about an animal that lives close to water. In the middle of Africa, there is a beautiful land of swamps covered by water lilies and surrounded by green reed beds. Swamps are large lakes of shallow water. Millions of animals live here. It is called the Okavango swamps. One of the most beautiful animals in this world of green grassy plains and wide lakes is the Situtunga, the cousin of the waterbuck. One day, a great storm arose. quiet waters became giant waves, smashing trees, flattening the reeds, and the animals were so frightened, and they went to the old owl. "Oh, what is happening? What is happening?" they asked Owl. The wise old owl said, "Ooh, it is a giant crocodile far away who is so angry, thrashing the water and sending these huge waves down the river to us. Someone must go and stand on his neck to keep him quiet, otherwise we will all drown." Everyone was so afraid of the giant crocodile. No one wanted to go and stand on his neck. Situtunga said,
I don't know if I'm strong enough, but I'll try.
Situtunga ran into the storm against the wind and the huge waves. He ran for days until he came to the lake where the giant crocodile was thrashing around, making huge waves. With one jump, Situtunga jumped onto giant crocodile's neck and he pinned him down. The crocodile struggled and Situtunga held him down with all his strength. As he pressed him down, his hooves stretched longer and longer until the crocodile became completely exhausted and he fell into a deep sleep. The storm died down and the water became calm. Then Situtunga left him and he trotted back. Then he discovered that with his long pointed hooves, he didn't sink into the mud and it was easy for him to walk and run in the swamps. All the other animals were grateful to Situtunga, and to this day, the crocodiles have great respect for the brave Situtunga. Situtunga, you're the hero of the Okavango. Situtunga, Situtunga, heard the call. Situtunga, Situtunga, save them all. When the animals thought they were going to drown, Situtunga held the giant crocodile down. Situtunga, Situtunga, heard the call. Situtunga, Situtunga, save them all. When the animals thought they were going to drown, Situtunga held the giant crocodile down. Yes, that was our story for today. And we admire someone who is brave, don't we? Sanigate! Hello friends. Or as we say in Zulu, sanbonan bangane bam. Oh, it's so difficult to keep something on your head. It takes a lot of practice. Oh, that reminds me of a story. Come closer and listen. As you all know, Unokwaja the head was always up to mischief, and sometimes it landed him into hot water. Long ago, Unokwaja did not have the long hind legs we know today. All four legs were the same size and rather short. But that changed, and that was the day when the antelopes decided to have an antelope party.
Hey, Rena, you are not an antelope. You cannot come to our party. You don't have horns,
they told Unokwaja. Unokwaja went home feeling very sorry for himself. Then he bumped his toe against the pair of horns lying on the ground. I have a plan. He picked a horns up and he went to a thorn tree to collect gum. He stuck the horns to his head with the gum. I am an antelope too, shouted Nogwata, and he trotted to the antelope party. The antelope looked at him in surprise. But they allowed him to join the party. Unogwaja tucked into all the yummy food and drink there was. In fact, he ate so much that he fell asleep. As he lay there in the sun, the gum of the thorn tree started to melt, and the horns slipped off his head. Huh? Look, Unogwaja has slipped into our party, said Bushbuck. Let's catch him and throw him in the river, cried another. The antelope rushed to catch Unogwaja, and Unogwaja ran out as fast as he could. He ran and he ran, and as he ran, his hind legs started growing longer and longer. Now he could run faster and faster until he managed to escape from the antelope. And so to this day, Unogwaja has long hind legs that help him to escape to safety. When the antelope had a party, they told Nogwata he couldn't come. So he made a plan, but they found him out. That is what this tale is all about. Run, Nogwata, run, run, Nogwata, run. Being chased is frightening. Run, Nogwata, run. Run, Nogwata, run. Run as fast as lightning. Run, Nogwata, run. Run, Nogwata, run. Being chased is frightening. Run, Nogwata, run. Run, Nogwata, run. Run as fast as lightning. Nogwata ran stronger as his legs got longer. Run, Nogwata, run. Run, Nogwata, run. Being chased is frightening. Run, Nogwata, run. Run, Nogwata, run. Run as fast as lightning. Well, the antelope were very selfish not to let other animals to their party. But I am so happy that Nogwata could enjoy himself until his horn slipped off. But it's time to say goodbye. Salani guys, thanks.